Good morning, everyone. Welcome to today's episode of SCEP Live Online, a production of University of Hawaii Presents, based at the University of Hawaii at Manoa Outreach College. I'd like to thank our sponsors, the Hawaii State Foundation on Culture and the Arts, the National Endowment for the Arts, the University of Hawaii, and Kainoa Senior Services. We're excited to have you join us this week, and we'll love to stay in touch with you. So give us your comments and questions through today's chat window and let us know what you're thinking. Also, if you send your email to csinfo, CSINFO at hawaii.edu, you will get notices about upcoming programs. Well, today we are excited to have back Kenny Endo and the Taiko Center of the Pacific, one of the leading personas in contemporary percussion and rhythm. Kenny Endo is at the vanguard of the Taiko genre, continuing to explore new possibilities of this ancient Japanese instrument. A performer, composer, and teacher of Taiko, he has received numerous awards, accolades, and a natori, a stage name in classical drumming. Kenny is a consummate artist, blending Taiko with original music through collaborations with international artists. So, without further ado, let's welcome to SCEP Live Online, Kenny Endo and Taiko Center of the Pacific.
Ohayo gozaimasu. It's great to be here today. I'd like to introduce the two musicians here, Chizuko Endo and Elizabeth Mager. And we're going to do some of my contemporary pieces today and one what we call kumidaiko or taiko piece at the end. We're going to start off with a piece called Yume no Pahu. The word yume means dream in Japanese. The word pahu means drum in Hawaiian. And this is a piece that I wrote almost 30 years ago after I moved to Hawaii. Um, and it's dedicated to the native people of Hawaii in support of their struggle for control of their land and their culture and their destiny. We took a traditional Hawaiian mele, and it's not sung, but it's played on the bamboo flute called the shinobue. And in the middle of the piece, we go into a fast Tahitian rhythm and do an improvisation on that. So please enjoy Yume no Pahu. Thank you very much. At this time, we'd like to introduce a few of our instruments as well as demonstrate a system called Kuchishoga, which is how we learn to play these instruments. I'm going to start with the taiko. Today, we're going to do the patterns from the lion dance, which we call shishimai, or in the Tokyo lion dance is called kotobiki jishi. Um, the taiko player plays two drums, a shimidaiko, very high pitched drum, and a lower pitched drum. And when the high pitched drum is hit, we say 10, and the lower one is called don. For example, if I were to play the pattern and hit both at the same time, we say John. So John's to don, John's don, tedo do ten don don. Okay, and then we have the atarigane. And atarigane is a handheld metallic instrument. When we hit in the center, we say chan or cha-chan. So for that same section in the lion dance, we would say chan chiki chiki chi chan cha cha chan chi chan chan chi cha chan chan. Thank you. And then third instrument is a melodic instrument called the shinobue. Um, this bamboo flute is the instrument that's most commonly heard with taiko because it has a very high pitch. It can cut through the sounds. In that section, the the, the fue would be playing chi hi hi to chi hi ya o ya hi. Okay, so now we're gonna do all of us sing our kuchishoga part, the vocalization for this whole section called yatai, and then we're gonna play it on the instruments. It goes like this. Hup, take a ten 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 ten, take a ten ten, sketen ten don don,
Chan
John
chiki chiki
don
chik
John
chan cha
don
cha chan
teddle
chik
ten
chan
don
chan
don
chi cha
teddle
chan chan
don
chik chan
sketen ten,
chan chik
take a
chan
ten
cha
ten,
chan chan chi
take
cha
a ten
chan chi cha
stiddle
chan chi
ten
cha
don
chan chi cha
teddle
chan chi
teddle
cha chan
teddle
chi cha
teddle
chan chi cha
ten
chan
don
chi cha chan
stone
chan
ten ten
chiki chiki
tedet
chiki chik chan
sketen
cha cha
take a ten
chan chik chan
sketen
chan
ten
chi cha chan
sketen ten
chan
ten tetes do don don.
cha chan.
John. Here we go. Hup, hup. Thank you. Um, so that's just a little bit about how we learn to play these instruments. We use that. Um, we use written music as well, but we also use a system called Kuchishogo where we have to recite the patterns. Now we're going to play one of my original pieces called Symmetrical Soundscapes. And I wrote this when I lived in Tokyo in the 80s. And it started as a duet. It's evolved into many different versions. Today we're going to do it as a trio. In the beginning, we're going to be using these fan drums, which we call uchiwa daiko, traditionally played by Buddhist monks in the Nichiren sect, but all now used in all types of music in Japan. So please enjoy symmetrical soundscapes. Oh, the patterns in this first section come from Hogaku Hayashi, which is the classical music. There's a section two drums, hourglass drums called otsuzumi and kotsuzumi, and they do interlocking patterns. And the first section is based on that. The second section is based on faster rhythms found in Edo Bayashi, which is Tokyo Festival music, and also there's a lot of improvisation in this as well. So please enjoy symmetrical soundscapes. Thank you very much. Um, we'd like to continue with another one of my original compositions. This is called Jugoya. The word Jugoya means 15th night, and in Japanese it also refers to in the lunar calendar in ancient times. The 15th of every month was the full moon, and so in Japan, when they say Jugoya, they also second meaning is that it's the full moon. In particular, this piece is about the brightest full moon of the year, which takes place in the autumn. When I did a collaboration with artists from around Asia many years ago, we found that these stories about the moon, particularly the brightest full moon of the year, were common throughout all the countries in Asia. Inspired me to write this piece. Please enjoy Jugoya. Thank you very much. We're gonna do one final piece for you today. This is comes from the Skeroku Daiko repertoire. Skeroku Daiko is a taiko group that I performed with when I lived in Tokyo in the 80s. And this piece is called Mikoshi Daiko. Mikoshi is a portable shrine used in the festivals in Japan. And these portable shrines are taken to the main shrine to be blessed and purified and taken back to their neighborhoods. And it's quite exciting, accompanied by festival music we call Matsuri Bayashi. Um, this piece was written by Seido Kobayashi and Yutaka Imaizumi, and uh, we've slightly rearranged it, but we hope you enjoy this Mikoshi Daiko.
Mikoshi Daiko! Wassai! Wassai!
Fabulous. Thank you. Kenny
Thank you very,
Endo and the Taiko Center of the Pacific.
thank you very much.
As usual, you are nothing but absolutely professional and wonderful, and it's always a pleasure to have you. Had a couple of questions wanted to share with you. In addition to all the wonderful comments that have been on the chat, Robert asked, "How do you tune the taiko And is the tone head tension set when the skins are attached but not adjustable afterwards?
Okay, that's a great question. We have two basic types of drums. The first one is this one, in which this when the skin is wet, we pull it really tightly and we pound the tacks in. And once it's set, we really can't adjust it, so we try to get it as even as possible around the drum, and then the front and back side also as even as possible. And so once gradually over the years, they'll gradually loosen up, and the pitch will get a little bit lower, so there's nothing we can do about it. The other drum, this drum right here, is called a shimidaiko. It's a tightened drum. We do have a little bit of control. These ropes are tightened with two ropes, one going up and down and one going sideways. So the shimidaiko comes from the verb shimeru, which means to tighten, and there is a little bit of control. But in terms of tuning them to a specific pitch, like they do in India, for example, the tabla is tuned to the tonic. We do not do that, but we usually try to get a really good balance between the top skin and the resonating skin.
Okay. With the first drum, is it possible, you said once it's set, that's pretty much it. Do you ever remove the skins and redo them totally?
Yeah, actually, we do. This section of the skin is called the mimi, and this is where we put dowels through it. And so it's possible to remove the tacks and then re-soak the skins and then re-pull the drums. If the skins are in pretty good conditions, that's what we usually do. If they have a hole in it or are pretty worn out, we usually replace them.
Is it difficult to get new skins?
It's actually difficult to get good high quality skins. We used to get them from a place in Texas, but it's no longer accessible. The best skins come from Japan. So when a lot of my performing drums need to be reskinned, I'll buy them in Japan.
I see. Another question. In regards to the various instruments, is there sort of a seniority in learning the instruments? Do you have to learn a particular instrument before you start another one?
You guys want to answer that? Um, Generally, in our classes, we start with the medium drums. So, another way to categorize the drums is small, medium, and large. So, the medium drums are called chudaiko. So, we usually start in our classes with drums about this size, and then once they are comfortable or can play that one fairly well, we they have a choice of playing either the larger ones or the smaller ones. So the smaller ones would be like the shimidaiko, that's a specific technique, and then the odaiko is that drum that I was playing in the back. So they require different techniques, but eventually it is hoped that the students will learn all size drums.
Oh, wonderful. For your, because you are a wonderful composer as well, so a lot of your stuff is your original compositions. Is that in Taiko? Is that a written process, or is it strictly a verbal type of pass it on to the rest of the players?
Yeah, I use both kuchishoga and written music um, because I do a lot of collaborations with people who don't even play Japanese instruments. I usually write them out in Western staff notation. For better or worse, the Western staff notation is kind of a universal musical language. So people from other cultures and people I can't even speak the same language can still read the music.
I see.
So I usually write it out in Western notation.
Okay. Well, you have such a varied career with Taiko, and you experiment with so many things. Is there some area that you're looking to experiment with that you haven't so far?
Well, I'd love to be able to perform with a lot of great artists from all over the world. I usually, as the projects come up, I usually consider them and do them. I think collaboration is just a matter of the different different sides learning as much as they can about those cultures. But yeah, I'm open to anything. We have a project coming up next month actually, and we're going to be collaborating with a dance group called Peter Espiritu and Tao Dance Company, and I'll also be using a cello player, Nawa Lanzalati, saxophone player Todd Yukamoto, and a excellent musician who plays vibraphones, drums, and ukulele, Abe Lagrimas Jr. It's going to be happening May 22nd at the Hawaii Theater. It's a virtual concert, but of course our ensembles, our youth group as well as our adults group will be performing as well.
Oh, sounds like an excellent collaboration. Well, I want to thank you once again, and we always appreciate you coming on SCEP Live Online. And I want to thank too our sponsors once again, the Hawaii State Foundation of Culture and the Arts, the National Endowment for the Arts, the University of Hawaii Kainoa Senior Services, and you, our audiences, for tuning in every week. We will be back next week. We're taking tomorrow off, but we will be back next week, Tuesday at 10 a.m. on this same channel with a storyteller from Ohio, Lynn Ford. So hopefully you'll join us next week as well for Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday with Lynn Ford. So thank you, Kenny, and it's been a pleasure of having you, and we want everyone out there to please stay safe and aloha.
Aloha. Arigatou gozaimasu.